There you go, man. Yeah.
Hustle hard. Yes, brother.
Yeah. Go.
Okay, so here we are with the famous Rohan Marley from the Marley family. You know how it is. We're here for Hustle Hard TV. I'm Frank Musa. I'm gonna start this interview. So it's nice to meet you, man.
Yes, to love, my brother. Every time.
Good, good.
That's
So like I said, we're gonna go straight into the interview. And my first question would be about the headphones that you're coming out with. I mean, they're coming out in Brussels, in Belgium. Everyone is excited to know that Marley, you know, House of Marley is coming out with a brand new set of headphones that we've never seen before. So the question I want to ask is, who came up with the idea and what is so special about those headphones?
Well, first of all, the ideology began about 3.5 years ago when we partnered up with some people, you know, some friends of our family. Now we've become friends since then, and we wanted to do something that was more like who we are as a people, you know what I mean? Something that relates to the mission, the movement, and we created the House of Marley, a vehicle where we can create something that can also help to support a community, which is why we deal in sustainability, you know, giving back, which is why we created onelove.org alongside that. So the House of Marley is a vehicle that we created to really support other movements, you know what I mean? So it's just a vehicle. And what's so special about the House of Marley is that everything that we do is made from sustainable materials, such as, you know, eco-friendly things such as hemp, organic hemp,
Right.
cotton, canvas.
It will be for the clothing.
No, this is this is what we use on the headphones.
Oh wow!
Like yeah, you will see it.
Wow.
And and then we use FSC certified wood. We use recycled aluminum, recycled plastic, and what we do, we consider that less is more. So we're very waste conscious. So we use when we are packaging, we use recyclable cardboard, of course, and the ink on the packaging is soybean ink. So we just try to do everything which in an eco-friendly way, being sustainable and thinking about the environment first, you know what I mean? And about because you were given a foundation, you have to build upon that foundation. So that is one reason why we created what we're doing, and it's special because sound quality, design element, and just the love that we put into it, you know?
Yeah, right. So you mentioned the headphones being a vehicle towards other things. The House of Marley, I know, like you said before, you're involved in charities. You know, what can you tell us about the charity side of it? Make-A-Wish,
yes.
All this. Can you tell us a bit more?
Well, what we do it with, first of all, with onelove.org, we partnered up with Save the Children, Little Kids Rock, Every Mother Counts, Invisible Children, UNEP, Music Counts. I can't remember some of them. But the goal to that now, as we created that, our goal was like, when we're going to be established here in Brussels, we wanted to make sure that we're also supporting the Brusselites, you know, the Belgiumites, which is the people of Belgium. So we partnered up with the Make-A-Wish charity, because they also care about the youths, the younger youths, generation. So part of the proceeds from the House of Marley goes towards supporting Make-A-Wish, so they can help to further on the youth's dreams, you know.
Right. So, I mean, people in Belgium, in Brussels, are familiar with the clothing line, Bob Marley, you know, from the House of Marley. I hear there's a coffee brand coming out as well. Can you tell us a bit more about that? You came up with that?
Yeah, I did, you know. In 1999, I purchased a land in Jamaica, and I decided that since the land had coffee on the land, it was my calling to get into farming, and also that's where all the sustainability started, because there was a community that was being supported by the farm, which I didn't know of. So when I purchased the land, I couldn't just tell the people go home and there would be no work. I had to right then there decide, what am I going to do? I said, well, what's on this property? And they told me coffee. I said, well, all right, we're in the coffee business. I don't know anything about coffee. But you do, right, painter? He said, yes, Mr. Marley, we know. I said, well, all right, for us to do this coffee right, we have to be organic. Right. So in 1999, I started the practice of becoming an organic coffee farm. So just recently, we got all our certifications from the Coffee Industry Board. Now that we can export our coffee, we got our certification from being certified organic through the CIRES organizations, as well as the Jamaica Organic Association movement. And we have launched now the coffee in late 2010, December of 2010. We were able to really get a proper launch. And now we're offered here in Austria, we're offered in Japan, We have a subsidiary in the UK which we're getting ready to service most of Europe with between Austria entity and the UK entity. And we just set up some distribution in Chile. We have distribution in Jamaica, throughout the Caribbean. We have distribution now in Canada, and obviously we have distribution in America. And the goal is to really spread that love, you know. And all the coffee I utilize is organic. So some of my coffee comes from Jamaica, some of my coffee comes from Ethiopia, Papua New Guinea, Guatemala. We created a movement. It wasn't just, we're not just limited to one country, because we're universal people. And the palate, you know, everyone, someone might like their coffee this way, someone like it that way. Well, we try to accommodate each and everyone by supplying different tastes of coffee. And the important thing about our coffee, we're direct trade, so we deal directly with the farmers, so we know who we're dealing with, and ethical practices, you know. So it's important that you treat the farmers right, and that the farmers are also being benefited from the coffee sales as well. Same thing with the FSC certification that we use in our headphones. The FSC certification now is a Forest Stewardship Council who represent the forestry and try to teach them about the environment, about what trees to cut, what trees not to cut. And when you have that seal of approval from the FSC certification, that means that each product sold also goes, some proceeds goes towards FSC, and then the FSC then help out the communities because they're helping to protect from deforestation and just erosion, you know what I mean, just protecting the forestry, because you know how important trees are. And if you don't have the knowledge about when the trees of age to the mature enough to cut or start over, then you're just destroying the land. So it's a perfect opportunity to really not only support the FSC community, but also help to protect the environment, you know. So the carbon footprint and those things. So it's a challenge in doing those things, because not everyone really goes the distance to do their research and find out what's available. How can we do things more supportive to the humanity? How can we protect the environment? And how can we make this place a better place for our youths, the younger generation to come? So my father gave us a foundation to build upon. So we didn't take these ideas and this principle to move that forward. So we're not just limited to music, because music is one thing, but we can also take that same teaching we got from music and create what we have here with the House of Marley, Marley Coffee, the Melonwood beverage. So the ideas and the principle and the ethical way of how we do business becomes a way of life. So our business also becomes a way of life. So it's how we see life is how we do business, you know.
Right. Okay, that's good. So you mentioned obviously all of those things that are part of the legacy of your father, like you said, teaching you things as young, you know, brothers, and I'm sure all your siblings. So just touching on that, I'm sure you guys are still doing a lot of music as well. I'm hearing,
man. You have Steve is in Europe right now. He's in Spain right now performing tonight. He'll be here in Brussels at the festival July 1st.
Will you be here?
I'm I'm not a professional drummer. I'm just a recreational drummer. I just play to make my spirit feel good, you know. Yeah. And my brother Ziggy's just getting ready on June 14th. He's releasing Wild and Be Free, his album, and Damon has a single out, Affairs of the Heart. So my brothers, they're very busy working. Kimani's in the studio, Julian's in the studio as well. And of course my sisters, they constantly work, you know. My sister's Karen, she's a designer. She has her own store in California where she collects vintage pieces, and you know, so she's very a fashionista, and so is Stella. Stella is now designing. Not only does she operate the family business, not only is Zig and Stella the head of the family business, they make all the decisions. I'm just a servant, you know.
Okay.
So not only that, she also is the designer for the Olympics, Jamaican Olympic team for Puma. Right. She's doing all the on-track stuff, the village stuff that they wear. So everything that you see the Jamaican Olympic team was wearing, my sister still designed that for Puma.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so I hear a lot of people are very busy in the family then right now.
Yeah, we keep it moving, man. You can't, you have to still water. It becomes stagnant. We create moss and those things. Not to say moss is bad, but we want to be able to breathe. And when you have an avenue and you're given such blessings and the opportunity, you should make the most of it and make it better. You can't just sit back and say, all right, my father's Bob Marley, I don't have to work. No, you have to work. Because your father didn't sit back and say, okay, we work and we continue to build. Because when you're given a foundation, it's two things you can do with your foundation. You can break it down or you can build it up. And my father gave my brother Ziggy a message. On your way up, it's when he was very, very ill. He says, on your way up, take me up. But on your way down, don't let me down. He did. So that means protect us and uplift your family and keep on building upwards and continue the movement and make it better, you know?
Okay, I see that's a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders as brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything else, man. The man who have to hold the gate is responsible to get up every morning. So it's like life is a responsibility, you know? So we have to accept responsibilities and fulfill them through the heart.
Right. So we know your father on his spare time, he liked to play a bit of football. From what I understand, you played a bit of football, American football, because you know in Belgium, people are big fans of that sport, football. We play all day long. You go in the park right now, you see loads of kids, rain, sunny, any weather, they'll be out there playing. So
actually, I know, man. I brought my boots. I'm a footballer. I play American football in college, but my love is really the true football with your feet. So I live in Brazil, and that's one of the main reasons I love Brazil so much. Not only is my beautiful woman from Brazil, but I also love Brazil because I can play a lot of football there. So I got to play some ball in Amsterdam with the great, Brother Cruyff,
Johan Cruyff. Wow.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yes,
very impressive.
I love that, and it's a joy for me to just be around good football players, because I think I can still play to the next 30 years,
Wow.
Still young at heart and young in energy,
Yeah. Okay, well, just a last message that we would like to ask you, if you just give us a shout out maybe to Hustle Hard and just to, the youth in Belgium, like I said, that will be listening to the updates on the House of Marley Foundation. And
This is Rohan Marley, and you're tuning into Hustle Hard, I want to leave something with you. Keep your vibration positive, and know the focus. When you hear Hustle Hard, that means work hard, stay focused, have a goal and reach your goal. But make sure you reach your goal in a positive way, and be a giving soul, be a giving human being, because you must give in order to receive, but give love, and be loving, man, because we're our brothers and sisters. So keep hustling hard, and once again, Rastafari love.